Good day and welcome to Project Management at an MBA level. This is an advanced project management presentation. I'm going to go through various learning outcomes that we have for this specific module. There are about 14 of them, which I'll just go through, read them out loud, and then I'll be addressing these modules not in a logical sequence, but according to the project management body of knowledge specific process. But also at the end, I will go through and show you what we have covered on those particular learning outcomes. My name is Lewakhan Kamuhi. I've been a facilitator for Regenesys for about 5 years, and prior to that I was also a consultant at Regenesys. And my area of specialty has been in project management, among others, and also in economics. The learning outcomes that you'll find on your study guide, got about 14 of these learning outcomes which we need to cover. Learning outcomes is simply your syllabus that is required, and also for advice sake, for those people who will be saying, what is covered in the exam and so on. Whatever is covered in the exam is whatever is stated on your learning outcomes. So you already have your scope for your exams, which is your learning outcome. The first bullet says explain and examine strategic and project management terminology, concepts, and definition. And we're going to go through some of these learning outcomes one by one. Whereas others, I'll do them in a conglomerate. The second one says interrogate the link between strategic management, program management, and project management. When you look at our learning outcomes, you need to understand and read what is stated. Don't go and try and explain something where they want you to just have an idea of something. So reading your learning outcomes, read word for word and understand what is contained and what is required of you. The third one says analyze key project success and failure factors within the workplace. So here you should be able to go to your work environment and say what will make projects fail, what will make projects succeed. We'll also address those. The fourth one says examine and apply the key skills and processes to manage group dynamics and project teams effectively. Whoa, we're doing project management, but we are required to look into project teams. What's the reason for that? How does it apply? Projects use people, and people come from different walks of life. As you will see also that people coming from different walks of life, there's a high chance and possibility of conflict, and hence a project manager needs at least to have the skills to manage teams and to move groups actually to what is teams. And teams have been known to be effective in getting projects done. The other learning outcome, the fifth one, is successfully analyze problems, develop a feasible project strategy, plan, implement, monitor, and evaluate the project. This is the whole project management in one learning outcome. Because as we follow the PMBOK route, you'll find out that there are 5 basic processes in project management which are covered in that. And inside those 5 basic processes, there are tools, processes, and procedures that one needs to follow. So that one is really covering almost all other things, including the learning outcomes that I've already mentioned earlier on. And the sixth one says identify, understand, and involve appropriate stakeholders in project management process. So there are people who are affected and impacted by what you do, or by the existence, let me say, of projects. So in that case, for a project manager to make sure that his project or her project succeed, he needs to know who's impacted and affected by the project. And in that case, consult with those people from the beginning of the project all the way until the project is closed. Okay? And the seventh one says critique and apply key project management tools and formulate the Gantt chart, project structure, budget, PERT, which is PERT, logical framework, and work breakdown schedule. This you'll find they are detailed in your book, but also I'll go through the processes and highlight and give advice where it's necessary. The eighth one says manage time more effectively and efficiently. It's another learning outcome to say, as a project manager, you need to bring your projects on time. So you need also to pick up on those skills of how do you manage time effectively and efficiently. And the ninth bullet says identify in-depth process and apply key skills to manage human resources. Just like the one in teams, that learning outcome, this one also speaks about the people involved in the project and others that you will interact during the life of the project. So you need, as a student of project management, to be aware of what are the key drivers that can help a project manager interact with other people outside of the project and also in the project, so as to bring the project on time, on specification, and on budget. And the 10th bullet says critically analyze project risk and develop a proactive risk management strategy by examining project risk models and tools. Various models and tools are provided in your study guide, and also be free to go and look at other books. Some of the learning outcomes say critique. If you're going to critique something, you need to have more information on that specific subject. Don't rely only on your prescribed book or on the study guide. As an MBA student, you're required to go beyond maybe 9, even 10 reference sources, so that if someone says, what is a stakeholder analysis? I'll say the study guide from Regenesys 2012 says, this is a stakeholder analysis. My prescribed book says, this is a stakeholder analysis. But another book that you got from somewhere, it can be electronic, it can be an article. What does it say? At the end of the day, you find that you can come up with not your own definition, but you can make up your mind and understand the definition for what it is and be able to explain it in your own ways. Because what? You referred to various sources instead of one source, or relying on one source. So it helps you now to critique, to say, no, my understanding is this according to so and so. Whatever you're telling me might not necessarily be the accurate or right information. The more you're informed, the more you are confident, to discuss and also to execute projects. The 12th one says critically review key issues related to outsourcing and effective contract and tender management. How does tender come into project management? It comes in because there's a stage in project management where you say, after planning, I need to go and implement the project. So in implementing the project, that's where you need to go and get maybe people who are going to work on the project, buy the materials, get quotation and things like those. So this learning outcome is very, very also important, and speaks also to the entire project management process. And then the last two learning outcomes, let's say apply project management software as a project management tool. I won't have time to go through this one, but there are a project management software tool. You've got something like MS Projects, which is, to some student, might be expensive to buy, but if it's not, you're more than welcome, but you're only going to use it this time unless you are a project manager. Then it's justified that you can buy it. And I understand that Microsoft Office 2007, if you install it comprehensively, it's got MS Project. Alternatively, there's an open source on the internet where you can just go and click, is it Open Work-Bench? You can download that software also. It gives you also the abilities that MS Project gives you. It won't give you the 100%, that you can plan resources, schedule resources, or say how many people are overused or underused and so on, or underutilized. But at least you can be able to schedule your projects, look at those Gantt charts, and also conduct critical analysis, path analysis of activities. And then the last learning outcome is write and review professional project documents, reports, and proposals. I want to start with this one. Professional reports, project documents, and reports and proposal. If you're going to work on a project, you just don't want to go and hand in a page and say, this is about my project. You need to learn also the skills to say, how do I document this project which I have done, so that also people who are coming after me should be in a position to not to reinvent the wheel, but to learn what you have done effectively and then improve on it. But if you fail to document your reports appropriately, you'll find that it's a waste of time and money, because someone else who comes after you, wherever you are working or whatever project that you're doing, will do what you have done. But if it's documented appropriately, someone will start where you left off. So it is important and necessary that you understand the processes of and the requirements or the procedures of doing a comprehensive and a detailed report, for the benefit of yourself, for the company not to waste money, and also for the benefit of South Africa. Those are our 14 learning outcomes that I will address in this session, and I might not be addressing them logically as they come here, because others are embedded in other learning outcomes.